What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments after the fact or in the live chat. Trillion Capital, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Alex Petro, what's up, man? We have Zapirate, Blaine Anderson, Sloth Squash, Dumpster Fire, Steven Cicero. Happy Valentine's Day, buddy. It is Valentine's Day. Hopefully nobody forgot. Mr. Kaiser, McLean, what's up, buddy? Sadie, sometimes good to see you. Alexander, what's up, man? Crypto Bedell, Shea Mining, Heinz Crypto, Backwards Miner. I think I already said Dumpster Fire. What's going on? All right, man, I'm tired today. I fell asleep like 9:30 last night. Such an old man. I'm like watching Max's stream. I didn't even type in there. I just watched. So I was so tired. But we got some news with the Binance stuff from Altcoin Daily. But we'll get into that in just a second. We'll watch their video. But let's see. How's the market looking today? 21,000 Bitcoin and 1,500 ETH. So yesterday afternoon, I watched a video from Team Underground, and we actually went over if we're going to see a pump in the next 24 hours. So he's calling for around 30K in the next, I would say, week, but he's saying there's going to be a pump within 24 hours. So if we pump by this afternoon, then we could say he's pretty valued. But I don't know. That guy's TA is usually pretty good. So that's why I usually check it out. Fear and Greed Index is at 50. I just refreshed it, so that's pretty legit. Again, still neutral. I don't know if it has to do with all the friggin' news going around, but like Kraken, BUSD, like all this shit that's going on lately is just bad. Just bad news everywhere. Let's see. Bitcoin 21,000, Ethereum 15. We have Tether still there. BNB number 4. US. So how is it gonna affect BNB? I mean Binance. So Binance USD's here, and then BNB, right? I wonder if it's going to affect anything over there. You guys can let me know what you think in the live chat. I haven't hit a block yet. Again, we have 11 and 30 days. So that's pretty sweet. If you guys want to check that out, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I got to do a video about this. But man, 25 ETC in 30 days so far. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So I'm at 10% luck. We'll see. We'll see today if I end up getting another one. All right. Let's go to, let's see. I guess we'll watch Altcoin Daily's video first. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. I'll leave a link to his video and channel down in the description below. Let me get the live chat up and then we'll play this. Let's see. Titan Nightmare said, so what exchange is easy and safe? Personally, for me, I like Coinbase. It's easy and it's pretty safe. I've been using it since I started. So yeah, that's really the only one I can vouch for, because it's the only one I really use to sell into USD. When it comes to, like, I don't know, there's a lot of other exchanges that you can trust. Like Kraken's pretty good. Like I used Kraken before as well, because they were like the only US based leverage like exchange that I could use when I was trying to trade. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird setup, but it's not for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? DJ Mines, what's up, man? I won a D9 from Bitmain. No, you did not. No, you didn't. Bro, I'm happy for you if that's true. That's amazing. That's amazing if that's true. Holy shit. I'd be so pumped for you, man. Dude, good for you. Well, you know what? That's awesome. That's good karma. That's what that is. You got shitty friggin', you know, getting hacked and all that bullshit. You deserve it. Out of anybody, you deserve that. So good for you, man. I'm happy for you. Karma for being hacked. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I was just saying. Well, let's watch Altcoin Daily's video. I'm going to turn this down. Good morning, RC. And that's awesome. DJ Mines, I'm super pumped for you. That's freaking amazing, dude. Good stuff. All right, let's watch Altcoin Daily's video and see what he has to say about this.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. My name's Austin. Breaking news: if you use Binance's stablecoin, the SEC to sue Paxos for issuing Binance USD coin. Now, Aave may be about to delist. CZ of Binance issued a statement on this morning. Before we get to this, let's just clue everybody in on exactly where we stand. According to a recent report by the Wall Street Journal, the SEC sent out a letter to Paxos, the people behind BUSD. In the letter, the regulator notified Paxos of a possible enforcement action. So a possible legal action against what? What did Binance's stablecoin do wrong? The SEC is alleging that BUSD is an unregistered security. Therefore, the regulator is suing the firm for violating investor protection laws.
I honestly feel like this is just going to turn into a snowball effect. I mean, it started with Kraken. Now they're coming down on this. I'm kind of nervous about where they're going to go to next. Like Coinbase, I definitely think is on their hit list, right, of exchanges. But in the same aspect, they might be a little more skeptical about going after Coinbase. Does that make sense? Because of they have more to put forth towards legal fees, let's put it that way, for lawyers and all that, and they could drag it out, and that's the last thing they want is another case like Ripple. You know what I mean? I mean, at least that's in my mind, but whatever.
Now, how a stablecoin can be an unregistered security because it's stable, there should be no expectation of profit, is wild. But I guess they're alleging that Paxos not only listed the stablecoin, but jointly launched it with Binance back in 2019. Currently, Binance only licenses the brand, but BUSD is issued and owned by Paxos, which is a New York American company. Nevertheless, Binance claims to be monitoring the situation. And what exactly would this lawsuit be from the SEC? Because right now, it is not certain if the SEC is planning on suing the firm for issuing the stablecoin or just listing it. If it's the latter, listing it, a plethora of cryptocurrency exchanges could be in trouble as they continue to list BUSD. Now, the most outrageous thing to me is, I understand if the SEC gets on altcoins that fluctuate in value for being unregistered securities, because I could easily...
I was listening to this earlier, and this is a very good point that I didn't even think about yesterday when we were talking about this all.
See an argument, hey, there is an expectation of profit from the work of others, but any stablecoin, especially ones created and managed in the US, which BUSD is, Paxos is in the US, this should be backed one-to-one. For every BUSD, there should be $1 in the bank. So I don't see how they could get on them for an unregistered security.
Right? Does that not make sense? Every dollar is in the bank per BUSD. It's like it's pegged to it, right? So I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me.
If they're planning on suing the firm just for issuing the stablecoin, maybe the US is sort of clearing the way to issue their own national digital dollar, CBDC. And they don't want these other ones floating around causing confusion. They want there to be one digital dollar backed nationally. In this case, they'd probably just use USDC. They'd probably just acquire it from Circle, is my speculation.
Now, what do you guys think, actually? Do you think that the US, like the SEC, is going to come up with their own coin? Is that like the whole reason behind this? Good morning, Automatic Beats and Gaming with Smokey Dan. What's up?
Fibers channel will remember this. We reported on it. Just last week, the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS, launched an investigation against Paxos. The details of that investigation, exactly what they were getting on Paxos for, was unclear, but it should be noted that Paxos is a trust company chartered by the NYDFS. They were based in New York, I believe, which is the most regulated state in the United States, and they always attempted to do things right. Now, directly after this breaking news, Paxos has halted all new BUSD minting. They're also ending their relationship with Binance, meaning that it doesn't look like this stablecoin is going to die anytime soon, unless we get more info. But this isn't a death sentence, but this does just mean if they're not minting anymore, other entities or companies will have to use other stablecoins, and BUSD will just sort of fade into the shadows.
But what happens to all the money? What happens to the value? Right? Any of you guys wondering that? Like, what happens to the value of the coin if the minting is halted or done, right? And Paxos is no longer going to be involved in this. Is the stable coin, is it going to become unstable, or is it going to, like, all that money gets transferred to Binance, now they got to deal with it? That's what I'm wondering, because I have no idea. So if you guys have anything to say about that in the chat, just at me if I'm going to miss it.
Now, of course, if Paxos is just hit with a fine, slap on the wrist, and they do start minting again, then BUSD will be fine. Now, on this news, the AAAWAVE community mulls over freezing Binance stablecoin amid SEC pressure. AAAWAVE being one of the largest DeFi protocols in the world, their mindset is, as the circulating supply trends to zero for BUSD, if it never reopens again, the lack of growth could hurt peg arbitrage opportunity and asset peg.
Circulating supply trends to zero, lack of growth. Interesting. Real quick, Paul D said you can redeem 100K worth of BUSD or whatever with Paxos. How do you say that? Sophos? I'm sorry if I ruined your name. He said the value of the US dollar doesn't change if it's backed 1-to-1 with USD. Well, that's not really what I was saying. So, like, when they stop this, right, because of the SEC, is the SEC going to take those funds? That's kind of like what I was getting at. So, like, if they take those funds, what happens to BUSD? Because obviously the funds are no longer there if they're gonna smack them for, you know, whatever money was in that account. I don't know. That's just my thought on it. I was just
meaning that AAAWAVE is DeFi, meaning decentralized lending and borrowing. People would deposit any stablecoin, and that would be lent out in a decentralized way, and then users could earn yield on that stablecoin. Now AAAWAVE is just considering taking the protocol off the platform. Of course, this would have to be in a decentralized vote. The community would have to decide. CZ has then since issued a statement. And by the way, if you appreciate these daily updates,
yeah, guys, go check out Altcoin Daily. Again, shout out to them for this video.
CZ tweeted this: BUSD a thread. In summary, BUSD is issued and redeemed by Paxos, and funds are SAFU, an inside joke meaning funds are safe. We were informed by Paxos that they have been directed to cease minting new BUSD by the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS. Paxos is regulated by NYDFS. BUSD is a stablecoin wholly owned and managed by Paxos. So essentially, CZ is saying this is Paxos's issue. They're a US company. We just license this. But what this means, if they're not minting any new stablecoin, as a result, BUSD market cap will only decrease over time.
Let's see, so that's kind of shitty. Good morning, and happy Valentine's Day to all the crypto wives and everybody that cares about Valentine's Day. Real quick, let's see who else said something. RV Hines, Avery, sorry, I don't even know why I just read it like that. If minting is halted, wouldn't price of BUSD go up? Not necessarily, because there's really no more money coming in, right? Because people aren't really buying anymore. I mean, it's regardless, it's pegged to the dollar, so it's like 1 for 1. So it's not really gonna push the price up. I mean, that's just my thing. Alan the King, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday. That's awesome. Give me all the candy. If I had any, I'd give it to you.
Of course, for any current users of BUSD, according to CZ, no reason to panic. Paxos will continue to service the product and manage redemptions. Paxos also assured us that funds are SAFU and fully covered by reserves in their bank, with their reserves audited many times by various audit firms already. My two thoughts on this would be, One, Paxos is a fully regulated company in the US, so I would tend to believe, CZ, that funds would probably be safe. Of course, you make your own decisions. But two, why is BUSD being targeted at all? Well, regulator NYDFS.
Real quick before we get to that, Paul D said people holding BUSD either need to dump it or set up a redemption and do a KYC with Paxos. Interesting.
Says that Paxos didn't administer BUSD in a safe and sound manner. Okay, so what does that mean? What didn't Paxos do that wasn't safe and sound in the regulator's eyes? CZ finishes by stating this: on the alleged SEC versus Paxos lawsuit, I have no information about it other than the public news articles. The lawsuit is between the US SEC and Paxos. So Binance, the entity,
So
is
not
not
even
being
in
sued.
it. That's
CZ
weird.
also says, I'm not an expert on US laws, but I personally agree with Miles's logic. And Miles was essentially saying, the SEC labeled BUSD an unregistered security and is suing the issuer, but how on earth is a stablecoin considered a security? But if a stablecoin is labeled an unregistered security, that could be bad. If BUSD is ruled as a security by the courts, it will have profound impacts on how the crypto industry will develop or not develop in the jurisdictions where it is ruled as such. And you may remember about 5 months ago, Binance flat out stopped supporting USDC and made their main trading pair on the most popular exchange, BUSD. So
I feel like he, I don't know. I feel like he knows things ahead
they
of time.
auto-converted all their customers' holdings in the 3 rival stablecoins, USDC, Pax Dollar, and True USD, into BUSD.
Do you guys feel the same way? Do you feel like he knows like shit before everybody else knows it? Like somebody inside's telling him stuff? That's how I feel personally.
Is this the United States way of destroying Binance through these secondary measures? Of course, this won't destroy them. This is just a heavy annoyance. And CZ is clear that Binance will continue to support BUSD for the foreseeable future. We do foresee users migrating to other stablecoins over time. We will make product adjustments accordingly, e.g., move away from using BUSD as the main pair for trading. So this is a dark day for now for BUSD. This is an ongoing story. Make sure you click subscribe. You do not want to miss a daily video. The full interview with Raoul Pal, so good, drops tomorrow. Hey, by the way, join us for Bitcoin 2023, the largest crypto conference in existence. So many great speakers. Use code ALTCOINDAILY
Pretty awesome.
for 10% off your ticket.
Go check
Link
it
down
out
below.
if you guys are interested in any of that. Again, shout out to Altcoin Daily and Alan the King. I hope I just made your day. All right, let's see. Turn this back up. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna check CoinDesk. The first mover, Asia. Let's see. Binance BNB token plunges. Bitcoin holds near 21.8 amid U.S. regulatory uproar. Interesting. U.S. financial regulators recently cracked down on Binance's BUSD stablecoin, and other recent events underscore why Asia is more likely global hub for digital assets. I didn't read into this at all. I was just trying to see what the hell they had. I don't think I'm going to read through that. It's up to you guys. I can read through that if you'd like. But ask questions in the chat. If you guys want to talk about anything specific, please let me know. Sophos. Of course he knows. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, man. CZ makes the decision. Of course he knows. He makes the calls. Yeah. Good point. Paul D. Yeah. What'd he say? Too bad. Yeah, too bad have people in SEC saying opposite to Gary. What did he say? What did Paul D say? There's just a PDF on the SEC website. Anyone can fill it out. What? That's weird. All right. Anyways, let's get back into it. Let's see what... That's not the one I want to go to. Let's go to CoinDesk. And we'll see if they have any news on this. Or just news in general. Because CoinDesk is pretty good. Again, shout out to them. I will leave a link to their channel in the description below. For anybody that might be watching this later or want to check them out. Let's listen to I actually listened to this earlier. This the Kraken thing, right? And I think I'm not sure if they get into the whole thing with what's it called? The risk of going to other places next. Let's see.
Friday for Kraken. So the SEC is
Uh-oh. It wouldn't freeze. Start this over.
It's not a happy Friday for Kraken. So the SEC is warning
Apparently it doesn't want to play now. God damn it.
platforms to take note of Kraken's move to halt its staking service after paying a $30 million fine to the SEC. We must note that they did not admit or deny any allegations. On CNBC Squawk Box, Gensler said companies like Kraken can offer investment contracts, but have to have full, fair, and truthful disclosures. He went on to say that they were not a company abiding with basic law. Adam, I'm going to kick this one right off to you. After Brian Armstrong's tweet, I didn't expect to see an action come down so quickly. It seems like Coinbase CEO Armstrong probably had this information in his back pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they know shit before, you know, whatever. But Brian Armstrong just let it out of the bag a smidge too early, I guess. Real quick, Magic Lucky said, are you impressed with BTC? Has held well over the last couple of days. I kind of am. He said pretty much flat the last 4 days, really. Yeah, no, honestly, I am too. With all the news. But at the same time, like, that's the beauty of Bitcoin. Like, nobody can control it. You know what I mean? Bitcoin shouldn't really be affected by too much of the SEC news unless, you know, it really cracks down on like regulating crypto in general, just like as a general rule, not a specific coin kind of like it is here, or a specific argument like staking, right? So
what do you make of this?
Yeah, less a rumor and more front-running the announcement that he saw coming. So I think that there's a couple of differences from the story that we were talking about yesterday that are worth noting. First off, this is not actually an action against staking itself. This is an action against companies that are...
And that's very important. Just know that it's not about staking itself. It's literally an attack towards the companies to basically show their books and everything to the SEC and get approval through them before they're allowed to give dividends and all that crap.
Against a company that had a staking program that allowed you to basically allow them to stake on your behalf. There's still a bunch of question marks on my side whether or not that's really a distinction that's particularly meaningful in this circumstance, but it is worth noting. So there doesn't appear to be any sort of concern around the actual activity if you're doing it yourself, or potentially using, you know, like a decentralized service to do it. But these big companies, it looks like, are in fact going to get whammied by this type of stuff. Secondly, the move here is an odd one from my perspective. Effectively, what they're saying is that the Kraken exchange was offering this as an unregistered security because effectively it's something that delivers yield. But as I discussed yesterday, the way that yield is delivered here isn't exactly the same. The counterparty risk that you bear from a lend product versus a staking product is very different, because in a staking situation, you're effectively locking your tokens up into a protocol rather than lending them to someone who then has to pay you back. So there's some significant differences there too. But the thing that I've really been puzzling about today, and I'm not sure if this is true, I'm trying to confirm it, is basically that this looks like a pretty low blow gotcha to me. Effectively, in order to even have applied for registration of this program, my understanding is that Kraken would have had to have been a registered entity under the SEC. To the extent that they're a registered entity under the SEC, rather than the state money transmitter licenses that they have to do their business right now, that would mean that they would only be allowed to allow their users to trade in tokens or securities that are also registered with the SEC or that are found to be exempt. Crypto is neither of those things. So to the extent that they were to even try to comply with this, effectively they would be doing so, again, to my understanding, and this may be incorrect, they would be doing so by throwing away their existing business, because to the extent that they were able to get approved for this, or even to apply for being approved for approval here, they would have to stop trading tokens which are not registered as securities. So I think, again, like the whole thing is just, it's another example of, rather than doing this the right way, making rules and having those rules be something that goes through a process that actually involves people who understand what's going on. They just did it as a way to grab more power. And I think it's going to work very effectively for that. So I think, again, it's an unfortunate situation, not too surprising, and probably not the last of this trend that we'll see. Jen, I believe I saw your hand.
That's crazy. It makes sense though. You know, like they honestly, they should have, I feel like the SEC should have came out and made a statement saying like, all of these exchanges have X amount of time to comply. Instead, they just like, you know, come in with a bat swinging, you know, taking things out and just basically gaining control over the entire situation. And obviously just a money grab.
Yeah, I'm going to let Zach jump in, but I just want to corner in on that piece you brought up about the lend, yield, or earn programs. Gensler was asked about this on that CNBC interview that I mentioned in the intro, and he said, you know, it's all about labels. Whether a program is called lend, yield, or earn didn't matter as much as the underlying economics. And I just wonder if they are actually looking at the underlying economics and being as thoughtful about this as that statement would claim. But Zach, I'll throw it off to you. I have so much to say on this, but I want to get you in.
And you need this.
Hold on. There we go.
I mean, I kind of see the logic of the SEC filing. If you look at it, you say, hey, here's a very opaque product that pools a bunch of funds, and the rewards are divvied out at the discretion of Kraken without much disclosure. And I think that is probably a bad way to operate that product, especially if you're advertising it as an investment vehicle. So the fact that the particulars are suggested in a way that I think the SEC does sort of understand the difference between me using my self-custodial hot wallet and going to a staking provider and delegating my stake to secure a proof of stake network of my choice. They sort of understand how that would work at the individual level and why that's very different than what's happening in this pool product offered by a centralized finance intermediary. So I think like, yeah, the sort of the overreach and claim of what Brian Armstrong was saying, I think is quite different from what the news and what is actually in the filing itself ultimately ended up being. So I think in a weird way, this is actually sort of bolsters the case for further decentralization, right? For further getting away from these intermediaries who are making these products that, hey, they often don't have especially clear and transparent guidelines around how these rewards are issued to individual members of this greater pool. So, hey, if this is ultimately driving people toward self-custodial staking sites, then maybe that's a good thing in the long run. And yeah, I could see some of the logic in the filing itself. But anyway, Adam, I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, I think that in theory, your statement makes a lot of sense to me. I think in practice, what we're going to see is that people will just stop using these types of products because there isn't an easy way to do it. And again, if you were to compare this to, you know, owning ETFs, owning different types of stocks, et cetera, all of these are intermediated products, right? All of these are products that have a company that is effectively doing a bunch of stuff on your behalf. It's also worth noting that Kraken is just not, it's just closing the system, right? They're just closing this product, and they're effectively not admitting, they're accepting that they will never be able to create another one of these again, registered or not. If this was just a disclosure issue, right? Then why wouldn't they just have done the disclosures? I have to feel like my sense is that there's something here that goes beyond just, hey, there's more transparency that needs to be, you know, that needs to be present in this program in order for it to be compliant. There are other reasons likely why, you know, we're kind of seeing this come down the way that it is. So I'm unhappy with this move, but it seems consistent with kind of what we've been seeing. Jen?
Yeah.
I
I personally wonder who's next. Someone's going to get hit next. I feel like it's literally either going to be Coinbase or crypto.com. I honestly think that's going to be one of the next two to see a total, you know, cash grab either, or a suit where they're going to take them to court and stop the staking stuff, because crypto.com does the same shit, you know. They offer the whole staking thing. Powermind said, do you think that this Kraken issue will cause conflict with Flux as they're connected via Zelcore? I doubt it. Zelcore and Flux are, I mean, yeah, they're tied together, but they're not the same thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think it'll affect it.
Zach's point, I think that Brian Armstrong's tweets showed frustration. And I said that on the show yesterday. You know, as part of this, Gensler said Kraken knew how to register. Others know how to register. It's just a form on our website. And if they want to offer staking, we're neutral. Just come in and register. You know, Coinbase has heard that before, and the SEC turned around and sued them for one of their products. And so it feels like maybe his statements came from a reactionary state of being, because he's tried to work with the SEC before and has been burnt in a similar way. I want to talk about Hester Peirce's comments on this, though. So she said, not everyone at the SEC agreed with this move. We have known about crypto staking programs for a long time. I am going to play the Canadian card here, and I would like one of you to just explain to me the inner workings of the SEC, because often we see SEC commissioner, she's an acting commissioner, Hester Peirce, come out completely against
what's happening with Binance, said Deadly Wolf in the chat. So BUSD, basically the company Paxos that has been issuing the BUSD for Binance or alongside Binance, however the hell they're doing it. I guess it's really just them that's taking the heat. So BUSD is probably going to be next at some point. So get it out. If you can get it out now, get it out.
What Gary Gensler is saying and saying, you know, I've tried to work on this, but I'm kind of getting nowhere. It feels very odd for me to see these two at odds so publicly. So maybe one of you can explain to me why this continues to happen. Why is no one listening to Hester?
I was like,
Gandalf
what?
Gray has a good point in the chat, actually. Real quick. He says, hold on. Well, I'll finish watching this in a second. Where is it? He said, Chump Change, the disclosures are there. You just have to read them. All staking protocols that have centralized people in control are at risk. If the SEC told the Flux guys to comply and pay or get sued, Flux would be done. And I kind of agree. That'd be really shitty. But I mean, staking and nodes are a bit different. So I don't really think, I really don't think that it could come down to the same category here, right? Because you're not going to somebody else to hold your coins. You're creating these nodes basically to, you know, make on your own time or your own place at your own house. Like, it's still in your control, right? Like, because Cumulus nodes, Nimbus, Stratus, you can cancel those nodes at any time and take the Flux out, right? You're just getting a kickback reward of that token for putting it in this node, right? So I mean, it's a little different. It's not, I guess it would kind of be like a dividend in a way, but it's really not. I don't know if that makes sense. We can get into that later, though.
I'll take it. Okay. I mean, nobody can read the mind of any of these people. Ultimately, what it looks a lot to me like is kabuki theater.
Titan nodes are one thing I don't know a lot about. So if Titan nodes work differently, I mean, I guess they do because they're located in a centralized place. So yeah, the Titan nodes would be the only real gray area, I think, to be honest.
Effectively, this is, you know, Hester is like, I agree with most of the points that she makes. I think that she's very articulate about this and articulates the points well and articulates the problems with the way with what the SEC is doing and the way that they've been going about it, which really is a don't make any new rules, don't actually issue guidance, don't have a process in which something is created that actually makes sense, but instead just take enforcement actions that then try to set a precedent, but in practice don't, because the details usually make it such that they can't. And that also makes it difficult for legal companies to then go in and to operate in these areas because there's so much uncertainty. You don't know if what you're doing is later going to be something that gets you in trouble. So, I mean, we see this in the Federal Reserve too. We see this in
Steven
a lot
Cicero,
of kind
have a
of
good
the
day,
more
buddy.
public-facing, regulators and agencies out there. You'll often have dissenting voices that will articulate the position of the people who are frankly going to lose the argument, and that's kind of what it's always seemed like here. She's saying the right things, but she has no power to actually do it, and the balance of who does have power there is unlikely to change again because the reasons why the power balance is the way it is, remain. So
interesting. DJ Mine said the CPI data wasn't great. Kind of neutral, slight pain. Interesting. Also, parallel assets are securities. Yeah, so the parallel asset thing's kind of, I honestly, I don't understand the parallel asset thing. It's kind of weird.
Not the most articulate answer there, but I think that's what's going on. Zach, any thoughts?
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, I think like the agency is set up so that there is a diversity of voices who can, make it known when they dissent from the actions of the chair. And I think that's a nice feature of American government. But does it mean that one commissioner is going to be heard and the others are not? Sometimes that does mean that. I don't know. How do they do it up there? Is there like a Gary Gensler of Canada?
Yeah, you don't often hear up here this like public, these. You don't hear people who are enacting office like so publicly against each other in this way. And so, yeah, I don't know. It just feels.
So she's saying the U.S. is kind of fucked up without saying they're kind of fucked up. That's what she was trying to say in a polite way. Anyways, all right, what else we got? Guys, hit that like button, please. Appreciate you all. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's look. What is this? SEC to make it harder for hedge funds to work with crypto firms, says Bloomberg. Interesting. The rule change would make it harder for crypto firms to become qualified custodians, according to the report. To this guy. Oh, man. They always get the best pictures of him, don't they? The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC is planning to propose rule changes that would make it harder for hedge funds, private equity firms, and pension funds to work with crypto firms, Bloomberg reported on Tuesday. The SEC would make it harder for crypto firms to be qualified custodians, in quotations, or companies that hold client assets for money managers. Bloomberg reported, citing people familiar with the matter. I feel like they just said the same thing 5 times. Yeah, I'm not gonna continue to read that. They literally just keep repeating themselves in different ways. But anyways, yeah, this is a mess. This is a goddamn mess. All right, I'm gonna go back to CoinDesk, see if they have any other news. If you guys want to cover anything specific, just let me know. But go check out CoinDesk. These guys they have a lot of stuff on their channel so far. I mean, they're fairly new, actually. They blew up quick though. I'm not even gonna look at this. Let's show this. Rihanna song offered as NFT with royalty sharing ahead of the Super Bowl. Is that what that is probably going to say? I'm not going to even entertain that. Let's see Bitcoin below 22K as traders react to Kraken shutting down. Let's hear this, actually. This might be quite interesting. Let's see what this is. Let's get through these real quick. Again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.
Weekend review panel. We've got editor-at-large Christy Harkin in Toronto and crypto markets analyst Glenn Williams Jr. Christy and Glenn, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Patrick Murphy said, I'd like to cover how many mice your side-by-side has killed this season. I think a total of 4. It was like, I got it started actually, but there's definitely still something in the exhaust. I got to, I just sprayed some starter fluid or whatever spray in the, what's it called, the intake, and it fired right up. But there's definitely there's not enough oomph, so it's either the injectors are clogged or there's still a dead mouse in my exhaust. We're gonna see.
All right, let's take a look at the markets first, Glenn. So the announcement that Kraken has agreed to immediately end its crypto staking as a service platform for U.S. customers and pay a $30 million fine to settle SEC charges seems to be happening just as the markets take a pullback. Is there any coincidence? I mean, what's going on with Bitcoin right now?
It's caused all the insider trading, that's for sure. I mean, dude, look, Brian Armstrong knew, okay? Do you really honestly think he put out a public post before he told everybody that was close to him to sell your crypto or get the F out for a second and just see what happens? I mean, realistically, it happens. Insider trading is definitely not a thing that is okay to do, but it's gotta happen. There's no chance that it's not happening. Let me see real quick before I go too much further. Who said it? Deadly Wolf said maybe random-ish, but is crypto gonna lose against governments? I mean, realistically, they can't control Bitcoin, right? They can regulate it to the fullest extent if they want to try to, but it's I mean, really only time's going to tell. I think they're going to have to succumb to crypto as a whole because that's really where things are going. Like, they don't have a choice. It's either they need to at some point make their own government-backed USDC coin, right, or something along those lines. Yeah, or they're just gonna continue to push and prod and do what they can do, but there's only so much, you know what I mean? Everyone's just gonna get fined. I don't think it'll just shut down things, right? There's so much money in crypto at this point. It's just, it would be going backwards in the economy. There's no way. I'd love to come on and talk about this stablecoin situation. I think everyone would get a good perspective. Yeah, Trillion Capital, we could do that someday. We can do that someday if you're interested, for sure. Let's see.
Sure. I mean, I think that what happened recently with Kraken, or today with Kraken, as well as kind of like the overall tone or tenor that Chairman Gensler has added, like, additional level of risk into markets.
That's not on me, guys. That's
the
him.
bulk of
that's weird.
2023 and much of 2022, crypto traded on a largely macro narrative, and specifically inflation and what the Federal Reserve is going to do. But with this new development, there's an additional element of risk that I don't think was fully priced into the market. With macro data, you know, I know when CPI data is going to come out. I know when jobless claims are going to come out. I know when GDP is going to come out, and we have a pretty good indication of where we want those figures to go as it relates to markets. What we don't know is if we're going to wake up and see a headline that the SEC is taking action against crypto exchanges and essentially saying that everyone else should kind of be careful or watch out. And so because of that and that additional element of risk, I think that's why you're seeing prices for both Bitcoin and Ether come back a bit after what's been a pretty promising 2023 thus far.
Yeah, guys, hit that like button, please.
Glenn, you also wrote one of the an interesting article on the golden cross, and it's one of the hotter debates in cryptocurrencies at the moment, how traders should feel about Bitcoin and ETH possibly achieving this golden cross, which is a popular bullish indicator in technical analysis. And you know, you tracked each time Bitcoin hit a golden cross, and the results were pretty mediocre. Explain what's going on here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's kind of mixed. I mean, I wanted to take a look at past incidents because it's one thing that, you know, you first learn about in traditional finance, and it's kind of set out there as a bullish indicator. But when you test for it, for Bitcoin, it did provide a bit of an edge. I believe after 30 days, the average return was 9.6% following the golden cross, which is when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average. The issue is that there have been so few occurrences that I kind of wrestle back and forth with whether or not the lack of occurrences makes it something that is very significant, or the lack of occurrences means that it doesn't give us a lot of data to work with. And I think the truth is kind of somewhere in the middle. It's worth watching, but you should also not look at it in a vacuum.
All right. Here, also take.
Paul D brought up a interesting thing in the chat, as most of us are miners here, right? He said, are the 6,000 and 7,000 Radeons and the 4,000 RTX cards good on XMR because of the much larger catches? He said, I hadn't thought about it before. I kind of, I don't know. I mean, I would assume, right? XMR will outlast. Yeah, so XMR is it's a privacy coin if people don't know, but that's one thing I don't have. And Power Mines Crypto asked what I was mining. I'm just mining with the L7, the LTC, and Doge, and then I have solo mining Ethereum Classic.
Taking
on
a
my
look at volumes
and
in Bitcoin. Bitcoin transfers to and from crypto exchanges have fallen, signaling that markets remain cautiously optimistic about the market. Explain some of the data that you're seeing out there.
Sure. So, and I think you kind of led with it at the top of the show. When you see Bitcoin coming off of exchanges, an interpretation that I like to take, or that a lot of people take, is that it is a bullish or at least a supportive action, because if Bitcoin is being pulled off of exchanges, it's generally being moved into cold storage. And the opposite, when Bitcoin is being moved onto exchanges, it's being done because there are preparations to sell it. And since we had been up 40% or so for 2023, one of the things that I wanted to take a look at is whether or not investors were looking to take profits. And one signal that I was trying to keep an eye on is whether or not those Bitcoin were being moved onto exchanges. And so you also indicated that there is a bit of a difference between what's happening between smaller investors and what's called whales, being individual unique wallets that have over 1,000 Bitcoin. So we have been seeing those wallets sending Bitcoin to exchanges, but it's too early to tell whether or not that's because they want to unload the coins that they already have, or if they're just executing prudent risk management.
Interesting. All right, let's see what else you guys got. So I got about 10 minutes left or so, and we're going to just shoot the breeze. I guess we'll go through mine the ASIC. Let's see how these things are going. So Mr. DJ got the D9 for free, which is amazing. The big old D. Let's check it out. Where we at? Right here. The D9. My electricity is insane. DJ, what's your electricity actually? I think you said 17. Is that right? Yeah, I mean, you still be making $7 a day. Holy shit. That's amazing. But where do you sell it? Does it tell you here? Does it tell you where you could sell? Where to buy? Where to repair? Mining pools. It's not the exchange. It'd be cool if they had the exchange here, though, right? 16 to 17. Okay, yeah, dude. So you're still making freaking $7 a day right now. That's amazing. And that's on what was that, Dash? Or is that on this coin? See, because it doesn't tell you. Like they need to make these clickable. They need to make those clickable for sure. No affiliation with this company, by the way. This website here. But that's, yeah, so it shows Dash. So that is the most profitable coin. Dash as of right now. I want to see what's it at. Dash. Let's type it in. If you guys have any questions, again, just ask away and I'll check it in just a second. Wow, dude, that's amazing. Congrats, said Patrick Murphy. Yeah, dude, he won it from Bitmain. This is number 66 on the charts. $63.89. Where the hell, like, it's been around for a long time, but I never realized it was this much. Right? Is it just me? This is what kind of throws me for a loop, though. Why did it pump all the way up to, like, you know, it says like whatever, $1,200, $1,500, and then obviously within like less than a month it came down. But why did it pump so high? That's what I want to know. And then it shit the bed. Then on the next bull run, it didn't even get to a third of that, which is kind of concerning for this coin. I don't understand. I don't know enough about Dash, obviously. I need to look into it now. But I feel like they're just, Bitmain's trying to grasp on anything they can make money on at this point. The all-time low is 20 cents, so it started off pretty decent. Carl Coate says insiders, yeah. I'll say what Panda says, stop showing that website until they sponsor / pay you. Yeah, I know. They whatever. I don't care. I'm not like those guys, man. I mean, I love Panda. That's not what I meant. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't, I'm not like, I don't have to like get paid to show things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's wrong sometimes. It's a pain in the ass. But I don't know. This it's kind of neat. I like this better than ASIC miner value, to be honest. Because obviously I'm not getting paid by any of them. But like, true honest opinion, like this site needs updating for sure. Regardless of like dark mode that everybody gets upset about. Right? This the GUI that they have on the other one is just amazing. Because you can change the price. So this is set to 12 cents, I think. Let's go. Let's put it at 17, right? Let's just see for shits. See, like, this didn't even change. Doesn't even change. You guys can even see that. It doesn't change. Let's see. I'll go down and change it again. 950, it says profit. Let's just put up to 25, or minus. Oh, it did change that time. Look at that. Holy shit. Even at 25 cents, it says we're making 16. Hold on. Let's go double check this. 25 cents says we're making 16 cents. And this one says $1.85. So I would not hesitate to say that ASIC miner value is off. I would definitely say that this one probably has the edge over it, because it's pretty, this one seems pretty on point. And this one just updates whenever the F it wants. But regardless, it's still pretty sick. All right, let's see what you guys got. Go full screen for a few minutes. We got about 4 minutes left. Again, it's Valentine's Day, guys. Do not forget to go get your wives something, girlfriends, significant others, mothers, or at least call them and just say happy Valentine's Day. Joker Miner, what's up, buddy? Be my Valentine. I'll swing that way, man. Appreciate you though. Maybe someday. I want to get a box ASICS soon. Dude, you should. You should. Good morning, Mr. Yankee. Happy Valentine's Day to the wife. I know you're married with kids. And that Simpsons photo, dude, I never stop thinking about that. His wife I think it was for Christmas, right? Maybe. Was it Christmas? I don't know. It was a holiday or a birthday or something. But his wife got them drawn up pictures of, it was the Simpsons. Like, it was like a collage of like the Simpsons. It was them two and then the kids. And they all looked like Simpsons. It was so cool. I'm like, that is the coolest gift I've ever seen. This is so neat. Tell your baby mama it's Valentine's Day. I can't say it. Like, dude, DJ, I don't know how you get into it that like high pitched, man. I can't do it. No way. We should all send CCXD boxes of chocolates, bro. I would eat them all. I'm such a sugarhead. It's disgusting. Happy Valentine's Day, Miss Pocket Change. Miss Pocket Change. Happy Valentine's Day. There we go. How's that? Oh, I can scroll. How do you scroll across the bottom? What the hell's going on? I need to edit this shit. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Is that better? I was waiting for you to show up and see you at all. Mr. Powermind says hello to the wife. Got delivered yesterday. Can't go wrong with cherries, berries, and flowers. What is that? Is that a company near you? That's kind of cool, huh? Have a good day, Leo Lusting. Have a good day. I appreciate you, buddy. You should be getting your package maybe today from the Misfit Mining store. If anybody's interested, I will put a link in the chat. It's misfitmining.com, or well, if you type in misfitmining.com, it will redirect you to this site right here. As you can see, 3D printed stuff. I still have to take pictures of this. I didn't do that yet, but I updated those box miner stands. So if you guys are interested, go check it out, please. All right, let's see. Let me throw this in the chat in case anybody wants. Yeah, we just got some stuff for the kids, man. We didn't buy each other stuff. We don't do that. It's just not, it's not worth it, man. Red Bulls. Yeah, Red Bulls would be the perfect gift, hon. There you go. You can give me some Red Bulls. Just kidding. But yeah, I got a bunch of crap I gotta do. Calling for a foot of snow today. Thankfully, she bought herself roses yesterday. That's perfect. That's perfect. Sauce squash, cherries, berries across US. Really? I don't even, let me see it. Let me Google it. I'll look it up right now. Hold on. Hold on. Cherries, berries. Oh, look at that. It is. Interesting. All right, let me show you. This thing? Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't even know it was a thing. Didn't even know. Interesting. Birthdays? Holy shit. Yeah, but like, are they fresh when they get to you? I wonder how long it takes. Valentine strawberries. Let's see. 2 dozen. Holy shit, bro. $85 for strawberries. I mean, they look cool, yeah, but holy shit. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, I'll mute that. They have video. Hey, shout out to this company. That's cool. It definitely gets you out of a jam. That's for damn sure. But like, ordering food like that, I feel like if you don't eat them all, shit's gonna get nasty, no? You know what I mean? Like if you have that many, like, I don't even know. Crazy. Look at that. 15% off if you guys are interested. Insane. That's crazy. Good for them. Good for them for blowing up. I wonder if they're like a Shark Tank thing or not to push it out. That's insane. Good stuff. All right, guys, let's see. A few more minutes. Ask away. I bought my wife a 2-pound box of her favorite truffles. Dude, truffles are so good. There's a place, actually, I forget what it's called. Damn, I forget what it's called. It's up in York Beach though. My wife loves up there. Like, it's like a chocolate freaking store. This shit's so good. Like, they make everything in front of you, like toffee, everything. It's kind of cool. Not a huge fan of toffee, but it is awesome. Refrigerator. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you'd put them in the fridge, obviously. The strawberries? Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Yeah, my wife's not a chocolate person, man. I'll buy her chocolates. They'll sit there until I eat them. Like, that's what happens. The Goldenrod. That's what it is. The Goldenrod. That place is so good. It's in York Beach, Maine. And they make everything homemade, like right in front of you. It's cool as hell. Cool as hell. Boinker, what's up, dude? Thanks for being a member, man. Appreciate you. Berries get you out of a jam. Very punny. Oh, you're ridiculous. It's awesome. All right, let's see if there's any other questions I missed. Guys, hit that like button, please, if you wouldn't mind. I'll be back today around 2 o'clock-ish, hopefully. I have a few things I have to do today, but I want to get a video out too at some point. I don't know if I'll have time, but either way, I am dropping somewhat new videos on the Misfit Mining channel. If you guys aren't subbed to that, go check it out if you would not mind. Let me pull it up quick just before we get out of here. It's Misfit Mining, the channel here. As you can see, let's show you. I started posting some, these are like podcast style videos. I noticed there was a few channels that just like rip off podcasts and give them credit, right? So whatever, I don't care if I can monetize this or not, but I think like things like this are kind of neat for the Misfit Mining channel in general. So if you guys want to go check it out, it's neat. I'll drop another one of these today at some point, but I don't know, as long as you give credit to the right people, credit where credit's due, I guess you're all right. I don't know, I guess we'll see. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for that, but either way, that's why I'm doing it on a different channel, not mine. All right, I'm more of a sweet tart person, said the wife. I've been married for over 2 decades. Buy your own fruit. Yeah, no, 100%. It's so expensive, bro. It's crazy. Sometimes I forget you live somewhere else than EU. Oh yeah, dude, it's so early. It's like 8 a.m. right now. it's actually 9 a.m. 9 a.m. right now. But I'll be back in, at 2 o'clock. So what's that? 10, 11, 12, once 5 hours. 5 hours or so, I'll be back. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day. Enjoy your work day. If you're out of work already, I'll see you guys this evening. If you're not, then I'll see you guys during lunch break or something along those lines. But hit that like on the way out. Again, happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace out.